I'm gonna do a freestyle video on the freeway. You dig? Look at that Bay Area living. Bay Area traffic. Fuck it. So I'm just gonna record what happened this morning and my thoughts. See what happens. So as I was waking this morning and trying to fall back to sleep, I felt like this was the perfect opportunity for me to, get some breathing exercises in, maybe a light meditation if possible. Sometimes I slack on my meditation, but I feel like it was early enough to kind of be in that alpha state. So I was trying to go to sleep, so I used a breathing technique that I like to use by counting how many breaths I'm actually doing per minute. And I have an analog clock that's in my room that ticks and tocks, so it's easy for me to breathe and keep up with the seconds without looking at something, just by hearing the ticks and tocks. Anyways, so after I do this technique that I might make a video about that technique. But as I did this, I fell into a meditative state and was revealed some things. About one thing that I was revealed was about time. Even though we look at time, most of us look the ones that are blessed enough to understand, we look at time as being illusionary or something that is perception based, right? So we could say that time is an illusion and time doesn't exist, because if you go outer space, are there days? No. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. But time is something that can be perceived as a constant. And as a constant, you can use it as a tool. Just like how I use the time to get into a meditative state by the seconds per, or the breaths per second method that I use in time. So for example, if life experience was a building, there may be an elevator to get to the top, there may be a fire escape to get to the top, there may be a rope hanging off the side of the building to get to the top, there may be a stairwell to get to the top. Well, if you look at time as being the stairwell, that means that it doesn't really change, it's constant. There's so many stairs per floor until you get to the top of the building. And it's kind of built into the infrastructure of the building. So time can be a constant and a tool that you can use. Okay? Now I'll do a video about that. But as I was using this time as a tool for meditation, I was revealed some things about the breath. The breath is the realest thing in this matrix, and I'm going to do a video about the matrix, an in-depth video about the matrix. So if we are to believe that all of this is an illusionary experience based off of extrasensory perception of things that we see, smell, taste, or touch, or hear, because the brain is in a dark, enclosed space. So how do we know that this is real? If our brain is taking in all this information of what we see, hear, touch, taste, and smell, we can simulate these things. So this is just a little brief basis of why human experience can be an illusion or a construct of mathematics. Okay? So, I digress. But what has to remain real is the breath. So even though we may be in the matrix, the breath is the realest thing. And they also say that the breath is spirit. Okay? So if the breath is spirit, and spirit is part of the soul, and the soul is part of the higher self, and the higher self is part of a soul group, and a soul group is part of an angelic realm, and the angelic realm, so on and so forth, may be part of source creation itself, which we speak of as God or creator, whatever level you want to put on that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how the bay get down. It's just so different. You know what I mean? But the breath is our connection to source. This is why when you use the breath, as far as meditation is concerned, you can explore all aspects of source. You know what I mean? And I think the point that I wanted to make in this video was about understanding prayer and meditation, and how they're a two-way street. You pray and hope to receive communication back from something, no matter what it is. You use prayer. But when you meditate, you receive. So it's a two-way street. True Kundalini is prayer meditation combinations. Now, with that being said, some people are praying to entities that they were told to pray to. If you don't know what you're praying to, you shouldn't pray to it. If you're just told, hey, pray to this, pray to that, I'm not going to get specific and slander anyone's belief, but I could, but I'm not. But if you don't know, you shouldn't do it. But my tips, though, I'll give you some tips in a minute. But just think about it. Anyone can tell anyone anything to pray to, and they'll do it, and you don't know where these things are going, these requests are going to, and you wonder why they don't get answered. Or they may get answered, but you don't know who's answering it. Like a young lady just made a video today, and she was talking about how the devil, which is no such thing, but I understand what she was saying, how the devil can give people blessings too. But with her whole concept of Jesus and the devil, she's still correct. She's just misled a little bit, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? But basically, you don't know who's giving you what. You have no idea. You don't even know who you're talking to. You're just told. So my tips for those who are into prayer and believe that it works. Let me switch lanes like a real nigga in this Bay Area traffic. My tips is start at the levels. You know what I mean? Start at the levels. We're trying, well, most of us are just trying to pray and pray straight to source because we think we know who source is. We were told that source is whoever. So we're trying to pray to it. If you really want to find source without being told who source is, you want to find it? I'll show you how to do it right now. Continue on I-880 south for 1 mile. small and work your way up that ladder. Remember, I was saying that there are many ways to the top of the building, to the top of experience. When I was talking about time being the stairwell and the breath being the realest thing in the Matrix. Well, on each of these floors, there are levels. So start, instead of just trying to jump straight up to the top of the roof, start on floor number 2 and work your way up to floor number 3. If you really want to pray to Creator, start at praying to 2 and praying to 3 before you jump up to floor 57. You know what I mean? And I'll explain. Floor number 2 may be your Nana or your grandmother that passed away. Start there. Reason being is because she's part of your spirit. See, I'm going to do a video about spirit and soul too. But start there. Start at the people who were directly in your family before you. Start there. Talk to them. Pray to them. You know they existed. You know they was real. You seen them. Maybe. Hopefully. Right? Yeah, start there. Then, go a little further back. Make your way to your ancestors. Find out where you come from. Find out where your origin physically is. And pray to them. They're part of your soul. See? Or part of your spirit. Let's be a little bit more correct. Part of your spirit. Then, if you really are feeling froggy, you feel me? Take it back. And then pray to your soul group. No. Get to your higher self. Get to you. The higher version of you. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know this may be a little hard to grasp for some people, but there's a spirit version of yourself. It's not physical, and it's you. You know what I'm saying? One day, maybe, you guys will be blessed enough to see that. I've been blessed to see a lot of things in my short time on this planet. I've seen and experienced a lot of things and still don't know anything. Anyhow, so one day you'll meet your higher self, and if you're feeling even more daring, go further. Find out where your soul comes from. Pray to that. Worship that. Then take it even further and further to where you don't understand anymore. To where you're not using your logical brain. You're not thinking anymore. When you stop using your logical human brain and you're dealing with the mind, because the mind is different from the brain. When you're dealing with the mental planes and different levels of existence, you'll find what you're looking for. Or something close to it. You're going to find something. And I think that this is a better technique than being told. Because even when they tell you, they don't even tell you. They just say, do this. Don't you feel good? But they didn't even tell you what you're doing. So, quick little freestyle, 15 minutes. See where that goes. There's a Matrix video that's going to touch on some of this shit too. You know what I'm saying? This is the pre-Matrix video. All right, man, I'm gone.